Good morning. It's 9:21 a.m. Philippines time. I know that I have another live stream scheduled right after this at 9:30. These are just going to be two live streams just going to run together. I'm all about this year seems to be a big year for milestones. Milestone of my name being changed, milestone of Isaac Hayes hung up on my baby 50 years later. And here's another one today, 40 years, and I certainly was not going to let this one pass once I realized April Fool's Day will never be a joke to me because on April 1st, 40 years ago, April 1st, 40 years ago, I got the news and the world got the news now that a great musician, person, great man, humanitarian, artist, Marvin Gaye, had passed away by unfortunate circumstances. As you all know, he got into an argument with his father, and his father shot him. Apparently, at that time, he was trying to defend his mother or whatever. But that's neither here nor there. I'm not here to talk about how he passed. I'm here to recognize the milestone 40 years ago. Again, April Fool's not a joke to me because on that day, Marvin Gaye was killed. I'm here as a musician. I'm here as Geechee Lion. Of course, 40 years ago, I did not go by the name Geechee Lion. I was going actually under my own name, which is Anwar. And in some cases, I went by the name Charlie Brown, but that was basically in association with my blues man status. Marvin Gaye, definitely one of my great influences in my musical career. I would not say that I directly patted myself after him, but he certainly was an influence. And that is going to be evident. I'm going to make that clear if it's not already clear in this live stream. And then I also have several events coming up, more namely in June with the release of my next Imperial Brown and the Million Seller album. There's a song that is going to be included on that album, which was absolutely inspired by Marvin Gaye. And I want to go ahead and tell you that the name of that album, which should be released now, 2 months from now, because we talking about the month of June, that album will be entitled Memphis Prince. Memphis Prince. And one of the songs on that album, which you will hear, and I probably won't release that until June when I'm planning on doing a live stream to present that album. There's a song on there that's definitely influenced by Marvin Gaye. I thought it was well done, if I don't say so myself. But 40 years ago, where was I when I found out about Marvin's death? I was in my basement. I was living in the basement of the house that I owned. I stayed there with my mother. And I was in the basement, and I actually was doing pre-production work on my first album. The first album, which is entitled Alone at Last. Those of you interested in getting that, you can go to my website and download it. This was in 1984. I released the album in 1985. So I was doing pre-production. One of the songs on that album was called Candy Love. And the song had already been written, but I was, trying to write some sheet music or do some other kind of tweaking with it. Of course, again, to get ready for the production and the release of the album, which would happen the next year. And I just happened to, for what I was working on my own music, why I had the radio on, I could not tell you. Okay, I had the radio on while I was working on music this particular time. And the announcement came over the radio that Marvin Gaye had been shot and killed. Obviously, I dropped what I was doing to process that. And I still own that house today, and I can remember the exact spot that I was sitting when I got that news. Marvin Gaye is without question one of the greatest balladeers, artists of all time in any music genre. He probably had at least 30 albums that I'm looking at a collage behind me. I'm seeing about 15 or 16 albums right there. And I know he made more than that. And I grew up on Marvin Gaye, obviously, with the Motown years, where he put out the tunes. I heard through the grapevine, the great duets he did with Tammy Terrell, Kim Weston. I was, of course, when I started buying music for myself, which was around 1971, What's Going On was one of the first albums I bought. You can see a picture of that behind me. You can also see Trouble Man. I bought that. That was like 1972, 1973. And then you see his last album that he released while he was still alive, with Midnight Love. Right here. You can see that in the collage. Let's Get It On, of course, 1974. You can see the picture of that behind me. Let's Get It On. Here, My Dear Marvin Gaye, which he wrote, he dedicated to his ex-wife. He had divorced. I guess that was Berry Gordy's sister he was married to. You can also see behind me, I Want You, the album I Want You. Of course, I got that album. Diana and Marvin, which was the only duet album he did with Marvin Gaye. Great album. There you can see In Our Lifetime. It's kind of cut off the album cover in the bottom right corner. But I had to recognize today, 40 years ago, the untimely passing of Marvin Gaye. And during this live stream, I want to honor him by playing that song, Candy Love, which is dedicated to him. And matter of fact, after I actually released this song on my album and somebody heard it, they said, it reminds me of Marvin Gaye. And I guess there's a reason for that, because this was a song that I happened to be working on when I heard about his untimely passing. Though I was not necessarily consciously thinking about Marvin Gaye when I wrote this, I won't get into what I was thinking, but for today, I want to honor Marvin Gaye by playing this particular song. It's called Candy Love. Sweet. You know what to do with me. Completeness is what I feel inside. Loneliness once made me a believer. Freedom, oh freedom, I cannot believe you. Until you came my way, life is wild.
Girl, you're so good, say candy. Your name is love to me. Candy, you are what love should be.
Oh, yes, you do. When you kiss me, don't miss me. Baby, you're right on time. Happiness in life for the first time. I'm gonna do all that I can. Nothing I wouldn't do to please you. You made me live again. You hit me with your loving. I feel like a king. Your name is love. You are what love should be. By the way, that guitar is Greg Phoenix on guitar, who recently resurfaced after about 40 years. He was at my last live stream. That's me and Greg Phoenix recording this in my basement using my 4-track reel-to-reel recorder. This is Candy Love. This was included on my first album entitled Alone and Last. You can download it. Go to my website here, Get You Line Music. You make me real. All in one thing in the world, it would mean without you. I don't know how I could all I know is you are what love. Candy Love, remembering my mentor Marvin Gaye. That's what the song I was working on when I heard the news of his passing. Marvin Gaye will live on in the music of Anwar Kente. Watch for my new album, Memphis Prince, that will be released in June. This June is coming up. Memphis Prince. And I have a song on there that I will be dedicated to Marvin Gaye. So thank you for this. This is a pop-up live. Now I'm going to get ready to go to the live stream that was actually scheduled. I want you all, when you come here, and I should say this at the beginning, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Like and share, really in that order. Subscribe, like, and share the video. I would like to get up to the next milestone, 1,000 subscribers. I want to do some more live concerts for y'all, but the support has to be there. I have a radio station, my radio station, Geechee Line Music Radio. Go over there and subscribe to my radio station featuring nothing but my original tunes. Monthly membership is only $10. That's the way you can support me. I'm not monetized on YouTube right now. So the best way to show your support for me will be to go subscribe to my radio station, Geechee Line Music Radio. So I thank you as I get ready to go to my actual live stream. Thank you.